Hey everybody, it is Tam Telling Tales, and I'm here with another episode of Book Banter. Y'all want to hear from author Sylvia Hubbard, don't you? I know you do. Stay tuned.
I got it.
Tam telling tales.
I got it.
Tam telling tales.
I got it.
Tam telling tales.
I got it. Tongue twister. Say it real fast one time.
Tam telling tales. Tam telling tales. Tam telling tales. Tam telling tales. Tam telling tales.
Hey everybody, it is Tam, and y'all, I am here. We are about to have an exciting episode of Book Banter. You guys, Sylvia Hubbard is in the building, everybody, and she'll be up on the screen in just a few moments. But before I bring her on, everybody go ahead and share, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Tam Telling Tales, y'all. And if you are watching someplace else, just make sure that you follow me on whatever that platform is, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure that you are following so that you stay up to date whenever I have other awesome content just like this. So, without further ado, I am going to bring up on the screen just a photo of the lady that we have here with us on today because I want to share some details about Miss Sylvia Hubbard with you. All right? Now you take a look at this beautiful face. Award-winning Detroit author and founder of Motown Writers, Sylvia Hubbard has independently published over 60 dark romance and intriguing suspense stories in the over 20 years that she's been in the literary business. As an avid blogger, podcaster, social media manager, and digital strategist, Sylvia has received literary recognition for her literacy work, plus has had 9 number 1 bestsellers. She's also a speaker, literary encouragement doula, and business mamapreneur expert. Everyone, please welcome to the show author Sylvia Hubbard.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Trying to stay warm, girl. I got a heater blowing on my feet, and I'm just like, I want to turn the temperature up, but
Man, I was in my office earlier, and me and my sister, we had space heaters going, child. We kept blowing the fuse, kept
right.
calling maintenance, like the
It's
power is
cold.
out.
It's cold. It's just a
Yeah, it's a little
bone
cold.
cold.
It's
Uh,
a little cold, but it's warm here in the studio for me, so I'm good
good.
to go. And we're gonna go ahead and move forward with talking with you on this evening. So
Please.
I know you're excited to play preferences, right?
Yes, I'm just excited to be here. You know how I'm
Oh,
like either a literary encourager too, and I just want to give you your flowers, girl.
aw, thank you so much. Well, you do this. You write the actual books, okay? So you're doing
Oh.
way more than me, honey, because that's the hard work right there.
Whew.
Well, let's go. We about to play us some preferences and see what you like, honey.
Okay.
And since you are a Detroit native, then some of these questions are going to be Detroit related. So
Okay.
this should be fun. West side or east side?
I am West Side, even though I do live East Side now, but because of the taxes, it's cheaper. But
Oh,
I am West Side born and raised.
got you. That's grown folk stuff right there. Okay. Um, L. George's or Nikki D's?
See, my bougie West Side say L
L.
George's.
George's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, L George's because I want to live after I get my chili fries.
Boom, there it is. Okay. So are we calling it Shane Park or are we calling it the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater?
Shane Park. It's always
Okay.
gonna be Shane Park. Whatever.
Okay. An iPhone or Android?
Android. Android all the way. Just Yeah, I can't do proprietary, so I have to do. I gotta be free.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Gotcha. Call or text?
I'm texting because I do call positions all day. Yeah, I'm texting. Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't got I haven't got saved texts now, so I just push people to voicemail. Text you later. Fingers busy.
Got you. I'm a texter too. Driver or passenger?
Passenger princess. Passenger
Yeah.
princess all day.
I always end up driving though, but I want to be a passenger princess so bad all the time.
I love it. I love it.
Uh,
I get married again if I could have another husband that just treat me like this. Mm, love my husband. Never want to drive.
Aw, that's so
Ugh,
cute.
love it.
Mm. Laptop or desktop computer?
I'm a laptop because I like to just take it and go. Even though I do have screens in my desk, I just plug them into my laptop and work. But I'm a get up and go kind of person because I never know, like, okay, maybe I'm stuck here on this chapter. Maybe if I move to the couch, this will be better. Or maybe if I move to the
Oh, okay.
bed, I can continue writing. So I'm just like a get up and go kind of person. So I don't like to be solidified somewhere. I gotta be free.
I got you. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac or Steve Harvey?
Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac
Got,
because he kept it real. He wasn't trying to showcase or nothing. Bernie Mac.
got you, Bernie Mac. Miami or LA?
Both of them are not in my face.
Really? I've never been to
Uh,
Miami
I've
for
been to
me.
Miami, and I mean, party all the time, but maybe because I'm old and we talked about that earlier, I just want to sit somewhere. LA, it's too grungy. It's grungy.
I hear that. I've never been, so I can't say, but
And
I'm
it
gonna
was
take your word.
grungy, even though people say it might be grungy now, it was grungy back in the day. And I was only like 14, 15 when I went. It was just, I was from Detroit, and even I was bougie enough to say, ew.
Cause we
It
do
was
be
weird.
bougie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other people's grimy is not our grimy. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. Just maybe
It's
we have
different.
clean grimy. We're clean
We
grimy.
have a very clean grimy this way. We do. We do. Our grimy is not your grimy, okay?
Right. Yeah. It's yeah, it's
Different.
Detroit grimy. But everything else is just nasty.
It's
Ooh.
ugh. Oh, um, Mexico or Jamaica?
See, Mexico is fun. I've been to Jamaica, but I got sick. We were on a cruise and I got sick. But Mexico was fun. Just don't drink the
Hmm.
water.
I
But
ain't never
other
had.
than that,
A
it was
I'm lying. I have had a situation in Mexico. Nah, man. Okay, this ain't about me. Okay. Sunrise or sunset?
I am a sunrise person because I like that time right before the sunset. You get yeah, I'm sunrise, right? You get so much muse juice. Just oh, you just it's so good. Oh,
Yeah,
brain
I'm a
gasm.
sunrise girl.
Oh,
Um, Stephanie Mills or Shaka Khan?
Stephanie Mills. And
Okay.
I know that's how I probably would, but it's just something about her voice is really pure and soothing. And Shaka Khan just I, I don't know, it's just a difference. Just a difference.
Yeah, your preference. Boom. Okay, how about this one? Aretha Franklin or Anita Baker?
Oh, Aretha. Oh, Aretha girl. Aretha all the that's yes. Detroit, whatever.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep it with the music. SWV or Escape.
SWV because they're I think they are a pure voice. Whether they have music or not, they just yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Jodeci or Boys to Men?
See, I want to say Jodeci, but they so ugly you can't look at them. But they sing like the bomb. I throw my panties at them, but I won't look at you. Can a light switch get any darker? Can we turn the light switch
Sylvia,
down a little more?
Sylvia. say that about them.
But you can't look at them. Come on, you got. Oh, that's a sexy man. But if you sing, I might throw my panties, girl. Woo! Ain't nothing the light switch can't fix. Just like my friend said. Whatever.
Not you called them ugly. Okay. All right. Listen, you said what you said.
But the talent. Oh,
Okay. Okay.
terrible. That's keeping it real, girl. I'm keeping it real.
Okay. I feel like I gotta get off the music because I'm gonna ask this one because I want to know. Okay. Tank or Tyrese?
I gotta go with Tank. I gotta go with
Okay.
Tank. Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta go with Tank.
Yeah.
Tyrese cry. He cried. I'm sorry. And I might get
I'll tell
flat
you
for
what
that.
though, I can put them both on and probably play
Mhm.
them straight through though, but my preference probably gonna be Tank, cause
I
you
like
know
his
what,
song.
he has
Go
so
ahead.
much personality that I actually really
Yeah.
like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get off the music. This is the last one.
Okay.
Biggie or Tupac?
See, I gotta say Tupac. Biggie did some good songs, but Tupac, because he was a poet at heart, I love the way he metaphorically would put stuff in his music that
Mm-hmm.
was like a deeper reason as to why. It was a meaning to his madness. It wasn't just I'm just trying to
Mm-hmm.
show off. It was you need to listen to this because it's gonna help you a long way off. So that's why I like him.
Okay. Facebook or Instagram?
That's hard, but I would say I want to be an Instagram girl, but I am a Facebook baby, so I'm a
Okay.
Facebook baby.
Okay. This your last question.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Yep.
I have so many, and I'm picking and choosing here, but
Okay.
I do want to know this one. When you're reading, do you prefer an e-read or a paperback?
E-read, and that's only
Mm-hmm.
because my I can't say her name, the A girl. She reads them for me sometimes, so I can still be in the book and still hear her playing and stuff like that, and then jump back into the book. So I love the e-reads because I can get really into the book and then get to the next book, and then I'm not stuck somewhere because I can carry 1,000 books with me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the last question.
Okay.
Tale telling tales or any other platform?
Girl, whatever. Hands down. Hands down. Let's have fun. You want
Tale
fun?
and
Let's
tale.
do it. Tam is the girl. Get
Thank
the
you.
jazz hands and everything. That's too funny. That's too funny.
You see these shoulders?
First, I thought you was
Okay.
gonna ask me Verner's or something else, because you know what I'd have said.
Well, since we own it, Burners or Canada Dry?
Oh, girl. Oh, that. Oh, don't even get me started.
Because I mean,
Burners.
it's really people
Oh,
out here who don't know that that's the answer to that question. And I really just don't understand it, but
when somebody
whatever.
said Schweppes, I was through. I was like, you need to grow up. You need to
Yeah.
grow up.
How do you even spell that? Like,
Thank
no.
you. Oh,
Mm-mm.
they
No,
just don't know. They
we
just
don't
don't
like
know.
Schweppes. We don't even
Don't
like saying the
even.
word. Like, it's not fun to say. We don't
You
like
signed
it.
a
We
deal
don't.
with the devil. That's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You signed a deal with
We don't like.
Satan. That's the only way.
Well, that concludes preferences, everyone.
Yay.
Now, we have had an opportunity to get to know you quite well in preferences, but we still want to know more because that's pretty much what we're here for, to get to know you. And so,
Yeah.
Sylvia, why don't you start off telling us a little bit about you? Not author Sylvia, but just Sylvia.
Well, of course, I'm a Detroiter, diehard Detroiter. Of course, I went away a little bit to go to college, have kids, come back home, raise my kids here, and I just have always loved this city. I'm married now. Again, this is my second marriage, just in case anybody didn't know, and I am in love with my husband. No, I am addicted to my husband. That
Yes, I
would
love
be
it.
another.
I
And
love it.
and I just want to go into my old age just being a writer and an author and being able to just give stories to people. The mess in my head could possibly be a message for somebody else. And yeah, my kids are all grown. I'm in the first second years of the, what is it when they all leave the house, the empty nester kind of thing. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to get my bearings again, like take care of me again, and finding that space where, oh my god, I can actually just get up and eat my own food, and nobody like, can I have some, can I have some? Boy,
You don't
bye.
care.
Right. So that's been the fun part about like life itself now, and just ready. Now we camp. Me and my husband has found our own hobby together, and that's really cool when you find a hobby together with your spouse. So we camp and we have land, and I'm learning how to adjust to that during the summer. So it's just like, hey,
Mm.
I'm being a I'm glad I'm young enough to experience it and not be like one of those old people like they're about to die, but they finally get their dream, their dream life. So I told my husband I'm just so grateful I'm at a point in my life where I can just, you know, do things, and I'm able to do things upright
Hmm.
without a cane or
Like
a,
it. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah. So
Well, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing.
yeah, it's
Camping,
a
huh?
quiet life, nothing exciting or, but it's nice. It's just you can sit back and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice." So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I want all that drama and BS no more. Mm-mm.
girl, I'm
Now wait
exhausted.
a minute. Back to this camping thing.
Oh,
So, is this something that you discovered you liked with once you got with your husband, or did you always like camping?
no, I always wanted to try it because
Yeah.
you know how we grew up in Detroit, and it was kind of like, ooh, why you want to go camping? Why you want to be out in the
Right.
woods? We was in the fields all this time. Why don't you just stay home?
Yeah.
But
Is it-
so then you kind of keep it to yourself, and you're like, okay. And then once kind of like I got with him, and he wasn't even an outdoorsy person. He had kind of spent himself indoors, but he had grew up in the UP when he was little. So it was kind of like once the pandemic hit, we were like, oh, well, let's try it. Let's just try it and see what happens. And it was from then it just got bigger. Then we wanted an RV. Then, first we went tent camping, and
Oh,
all my
y'all
friends was like, girl,
camper.
we was camping.
So y'all was running to lions and tigers and bears and stuff.
We wasn't. Well, we knew something. Well, we wasn't a Kent one time, and something big did go by. You knew something because we had a girl. I bought alarms, like motion alarms,
To
because I
camp?
wasn't playing. Yeah, at the camp, I had motion alarms because I want to. We're in a tent. You don't see what's outside. It's like a big scary movie. And so he had motion alarms. So we knew something had gone by big enough to set the alarms off. So we were like, okay, okay. So we got an RV. Then we went to RV parks, and we were like, oh, we kind of want our own land. So then we got 10 acres on Michigan. It's on the other side of Michigan by Grand Rapids. So we got 10 acres over there off
Oh,
grid. And all we do is solar and rain catchment. And we just, yeah, we, well,
I
we have
like
internet up there. Yeah, we got internet out there too. So we're a mile away from a T-Mobile tower, so it's like you're in an apartment in the middle of the woods.
I like it.
It's
I
the
mean,
best.
I like hearing it for you all because I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you. I called myself trying something new, right? And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go and I got invited to go camping. Okay, you know. So I was
I can
smiling
already
to myself.
imagine.
I'm like, oh, okay, then cool, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, dog.
Yeah.
That ain't.
No. Yeah. No.
Well, we was like camping. In my head, I think I thought glamping. Like I was thinking like something real cutesy and the RV and with internet and all of the things. And no,
Mm-mm.
it wasn't. It was
No.
a
It's
tent.
Die Hard.
It was an
Hmm.
air
Yeah.
mattress. It was cooking food over a fire. It was not for me. Oh God, no. Oh, I just had to say that.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
bathroom, just the bathroom
Oh,
itself. That's how I
yeah,
knew. I was like,
buddy.
I need my own bathroom. And my husband, it was so funny
Ooh,
because he even understood that. Like even when we went tent camping, we had our own shower bathroom tent because I was like, I'm not walking 2 miles in the middle of the night. I'm old. I got a three baby bladder. I got to be able to access a bathroom right there.
'cause listen, yeah, dog. That's cute
Everybody
for
else
you,
been in there. I'm like, mm-mm.
but I know my boundaries, and
Yes.
I ain't never talk to them again after that. Neither. Never talk again. It was just,
He
it was
even, but
bad.
he even got this little gadget that keeps bugs away up to 30 feet. He got a little gadget for me because I'm like,
See, that's
I like
why
being,
you adore him. That's why you
yes,
obsessed. You do that kind of stuff for you.
girl. Oh,
Yeah,
cause yeah, I
yeah.
hate being outside. I like being outside. I just don't want bugs. So,
Mhm. You're glowing right now, Sylvia. I hope you know that.
oh, but yeah, so he did that, and I was like, oh, ain't nobody getting this man. I will. I'm his
Okay.
hood chick for life. That's
I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, see, and this is probably why you can write romance so well because you are experiencing it in your actual life.
Well, you know what? I was writing books before him, but I tell him all the time, he's given me a romance story I probably could have never imagined. Because, I wrote like 40 books before
Mhm.
him, but like the love story, and people are like, oh, why don't you put this in a book? I was like, girl, I want to keep this one to myself. Sure, then everybody say,
Oh, you
but
know what?
yeah,
These are narratives that we need to hear in real life because, child, they say so many bad things about folks and relationships and stuff. They
yeah,
always talking bad. We need these narratives. People are married, they are in love, they are obsessed with
with
their
each other.
spouses. Like
Yes,
it
love
is
it.
possible,
Yeah,
not just in books, it's in real life, people. Don't give up
yeah,
hope.
it is. Yes, don't give up. You know what? Because I was a week away from buying a cat before I went on a date with him. I was ready. I had the humane girl on point. Like I said, when you get a Maine Coon, call me. And she had left a message on my machine. She said, call me in the morning. And then he called me that night and asked me, can we meet up? I tell you,
Oh.
I was about to go pick up my cat and be done with the world. Like whatever. I got my Maine Coon. We ain't going nowhere because he don't share meat. Man,
Oh,
and that's how
see,
close I was. Like
girl,
I was
even
like,
the producers in the back, like, oh, girl, I think I'm gonna
yeah.
answer the phone for somebody now. I'm gonna just
I might answer the
next,
phone. Right, I
listen,
know. Girl,
next
it was
person, because
between putting on a bra because he wanted me to go out at night and I had just
oh
taken
yeah,
off my bra. Girl, I looked at
yeah,
my drawer for the longest and it was so funny because when I sent him on our first anniversary, I sent him a card and saying, I thank myself for putting on that bra that day. Because
honey.
girl, that was a big
Once it
decision.
come
People don't
off,
know.
like it's really nothing else to be done here. Like
Girl, because it was
see you
like I had
tomorrow.
just taken it out, and he was like, "You want to meet up somewhere?" And I was looking at that drawer like, I gotta put on another bra because I can't put on the same bra I've been wearing for a week already. So I guess I'll put on a new bra.
Listen, you put a new bra on for that man. It was destined to be, honey. Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
put on
because
that new good
that's
clean
a lot of
bra.
work.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of work.
that's a lot
Oh,
of work.
well,
People just don't understand.
they don't. They don't. It's hard work putting wrong,
I
and
do. So I
they took
must
it off.
have really like it must have really been worth it. Lord was like, you know what? It it could be worth it, and I was like, it better be worth it because
It was worth it. It was worth it.
it was
Well, we
worth
have
it.
talked about this,
I
man.
know. I'm sorry. I'm
And now we
sorry.
it be like that, you know? It be like that. I would much rather let you glow and giggle about your man than for it to be some other type of conversation, child. Because I don't hear. Okay, this is what I love to hear. And
And it's
considering
about romance.
again
I
that
mean,
you're a romance novelist, it makes
yes,
sense, you know.
yes. See, we're on the
So
same page.
now tell me about you as an author. Like when you
Mhm.
first started writing and what type of book it was and the name and who your author inspiration is, all of those things.
See, I always wanted to be. I knew from like since I was 12, I wanted to be a romance author. And I don't know if you heard me tell the story. Is that when I stole a romance book, one of those Fabio books from the library, and I read that book, and I was like, I knew. I know nothing about love. I know nothing about them love scenes, but that Fabio cover just I wanted my readers to feel like that all the time, that heart stopping, just gotta have it love. And I was like, I gotta figure it out because I was 12 years old. And of course, I didn't know about love, but I knew I wanted to be a romance author. So, fast forward in life, when the Y2K bug happened, everybody was like, it was about to happen. Everybody was like, oh, the world's gonna go dark. We're all gonna die, blah, 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 blah.
Remember that?
And I was like, I gotta write a book before, if anything, I gotta put my name on a book. So I had a book, and that's when print on demand had first initially started back in 2000. And I sent my book in, and like literally almost a couple of weeks later, I got a book on my porch, and it had my name on it, and I was like, oh my god! But my reason behind writing that book, it was so weird because um a lot of women were going through a lot of health struggles around me, and then I remember my own health struggles about going to the doctor, and you say, okay, I got this thing and it's happening repeatedly, and then, oh, it's just a side effect, or you're fat, or you're a woman. What?
Yeah.
That's not a doctor. And my mom had to constantly remind me, they are just practicing medicine, Sylvia. So if this is something serious, you keep pressing at it till you get it fixed. Because if it's not, it didn't happen before and it's happening now. So I kind of wanted to write a ingenious story around just talking up to your doctor, and then it turned into this uh, practicing medicine on impoverished women behind the scenes, which I didn't know it actually happened. I just made it up. Like these doctors were practicing illegal experiments on women who needed health care. And they would come in and say, hey, I got side effects, but they didn't know it was the drug that they were pumping into them. And the girl, the
Mhm.
protagonist, had her doctor was doing it to her, and then she figured out like what was going on because she just happened to be a medical transcriptionist, and she had picked up all the terminology and she knew the symptoms. She was putting things together, and it just blew up into this huge novel of in my head like, oh my god, this is really a good story. And when people were
Mhm.
telling me a good story, it was like, wow, that's crazy. And then when it started happening, people were sending me news reports about, they were doing illegal experiments on women here and illegal experiments here. I was like, oh my god.
Yep.
That's crazy. But yeah, I just kind of wanted it to be something where um it was something insanely happening all while she's trying to fall in love with this guy who just happened to be an undercover agent working on the project itself. So it was just, yeah, it was a pretty good story. But I only sold 4 copies in my first year as
This
an author.
wait,
Four copies.
that particular book only sold 4 copies?
That book, because I didn't know nothing about, I had a good story,
What
but
was
I didn't know
good?
nothing about selling a book. So I know my mama bought a book, and then when her
Oh,
church friends bought a book, and I,
girl.
I I even did like I went to this book fair. I signed up for a book fair, and I had like about 5 copies, and I had sold like maybe 1 copy from there, and and then I sold 1 copy online. That was like in my first 2 years of being an author. I had sold like, Yeah. That first year I only sold 4 copies. And I got into like that funk of nobody's ever, because nobody back then, it was 2000. Nobody knew how to sell books online. And even when I
Mhm.
was trying to learn how to sell books online, a New York Times a author. She was a New York Times author, New York Times seller author. She told me no one would ever read books online. She told me that flat out. She's like, no one is ever going to buy books online. They're always going to go to bookstores. So you're just wasting your time. Because I actually started studying businesses on how they were selling services. Because I was like, if you can sell services, you can sell products. And then that was the same time like Jeff Bezos was trying to get Amazon up and running. I think I jumped on there when the thing was all gray. It used to be an all gray site, gray and white.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, this is the next thing. And everybody's like, you're just crazy, Sylvia. I was like, no, this is really the next thing.
And glad you had the wherewithal.
Right. And I just stuck to it. And then when I came out with my next book, Stone's Revenge, and that was in 2002, I published my next book. And this was like my baby. This was my baby book. I had always wanted to publish this book. It had always been in my head. My mom helped me edit it and everything. And this, I was going through a divorce, blah blah blah. And I was like, and my mom was like, you need some extra money, why don't you just go publish a book again? And I was like, well, mom, I'm not really ready for it. I haven't studied enough. And she was like, you can get ready while you're getting ready. You can be ready while you're getting ready. And bam, I did it. And I understood the game of how to sell books, how to get people actually to come to my site, buy the books from me, and then sell even more books. And I understood it, and I was able to stand with confidence about how to sell books. And that's how it just started rolling into like, okay, now I understand the game of getting people's hands and bringing them back to your website and selling the books. And that's it, just
Oh
started
my God.
rolling into, let's get more books, let's get more books, let's get more books. And that was the fun part about it. 60 books later.
660. Oh my
60 books
goodness.
later, I'm doing it.
Wait, go
So
back to
yeah.
that first book though. What was the name
hmm
of that one?
That was called Dreams of Reality.
Dreams
I didn't
of
even
Re.
get to name that book. That the publisher, actually, the people who printed the book, named the book. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it. And the first book had a bunch of clouds on it. It didn't even, and they put it as a psychological suspense. I was like, no, it's a romance. It's a HEA. She falls in love. I
They
didn't
like
even agree
that's
with
not
that.
what it's giving.
Right.
But what you described, it wasn't quite giving romance, like
Yeah,
traditional romance.
it
But
wasn't
I
traditional.
love that, it was about what it's about. I love that about your writing though anyway. But um can people still get it?
Yes, they can still get it. It's available actually exclusively on Kindle Unlimited. You can actually buy it, and it's available in paperback as well. And the cover has changed. It's not clouds anymore. You can actually get it. It's a nice, real cover. I changed the cover, got it re-edited, and I did a whole big vamp of it. And it
Oh,
does still sell very well,
I was
because
gonna
people
ask
do
that.
love the story. Yeah, people
Yeah, I
love
was
that
gonna
story.
ask if you sold more than four.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, of
Okay.
course, after the first, once I understood the behind, because I think it's 10% to write the book, 10% to publish the book, but it is 80% to market that book. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I didn't have. I didn't know that 80%. And it's kind of like trying to play the game of Monopoly, and you got all the pieces, you got all the money, but you don't know how to get around the board right. And you're going to lose
Mm-hmm.
your money. You're going to lose faith in the game. You're going to lose, like, okay. But I think it's just my persistence of just, I know that I got a story that people want to read. I believe in the story. I believe in the love. That's what I do. I believe in the love story. And I think that people can fall in love a billion different ways. And I'm just at 60, so I got a long way to go. And that's what I did. I said, I'm gonna believe in the story, and I know somebody's gonna pick up this book. And they have. A lot of people have picked up this book and said, you know what? It made me go question my doctor about side effects. It made me go do this. And I'm glad. I'm really glad that that gave them strength to do it. So it was kind of like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. And that's the
And
really great thing about art too, because you never know when it's going to hit. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like it's a
Even
book
in my
that's
second
over
book,
20 years
yeah.
old.
Even my second book, that came out in 2000, like I think it was officially 2003. It was called Stone's Revenge, and that was actually about the son of a serial killer who goes after the prosecuting attorney's daughter as revenge. That was fun.
Woo!
So, but somebody actually, a reader actually contacted me, and she said her father was, she's a daughter of a serial killer, and she said it just gave her hope that, it's not all about the apple falls far from the tree, because that's how she was perceived as. Everybody knew who her daddy was, and she had to go through life like that. And that's what was William Stone's life. His life was just like
Mm.
that. Everywhere he went, people just thought, oh, he's a killer's son, and so he's a killer. And he had to go through life like that and handle a lot of the abuse that his father did rain on him. So it was
Mm.
really nice to have somebody reach out and say, man, your story changed my life. Because it's just like, that's not what I wrote it for. I just, they fell in love. Did you get to love?
See what I'm saying?
And I know
You
that's
saw
how
a
my
little
books are.
morsel of romance up in that bad boy. At least back then, you was more of a psychological suspense is really what it sounded like to me. And then
Yeah.
you tossed a little sprinkle of that romance. Now we done put it on. We got 60 books. Now we in that romance thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I finally
Now
figured
we got
out how to really get into the love scenes, because and then I love like how I've progressed and grown, and I think that's the fun part about it all is that you keep going because, oh my God, this is going to challenge me to be a better writer. Oh my God, I can write this one. This is going to, so if the story doesn't challenge me as a reader, I mean as a writer, I know it's not going to challenge my readers because I want them to want more and more and more and press more from me. So that's the
hmm
best thing about it.
Yes. So let's fast forward a little bit to current day projects where
Okay.
um, you tell us about something that you're working on right now, or your favorite book to discuss right now in the moment.
Well, the book I have out currently published is Eve's Deception. And if you read Eve's
Hmm.
Deception, at the end you'll see near the end you meet her brothers Dag and all her brothers at the end. So they actually are coming out with their own books. Each brother has their own book. So that's what I'm
Oh,
working on now. It's building the whole Windfall. Dag's book was first, and then his little brother Derek, and then I'm jumping over to um oh, it's a surprise. I can't tell you. I just thought.
oh, see, I like to get exclusives and stuff over here, and here you are
Well,
holding out on.
it's Ian's story because you want to know what happened to Pepper, and
Mm-hmm.
Pepper and Ian got together. So Ian's story comes in, and then there's Xavier. He has his book coming out. So they are actually all set. The book covers are all done, and the stories are being written as we speak. Yeah.
Okay, then.
So yeah,
Well,
you can
listen,
actually read
everybody.
as I yeah, you can read as I write in Desire's Tryst because Dags was Delilah's desire, and then it's Desire's Tryst, which I'm writing now, and you can actually read as I write it.
Hmm, that's
So it's kind of
different.
cool. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, for all of our watchers, we want you all to be able to enjoy her current read as well. So if you are a Sylvia Hubbard fan, you have read her books, you have reviewed her books, I have something in store for you. You all will be able to have your own copy of Eve's Deception simply by posting a review of one of Sylvia's books on Facebook. Now, what you got to do is you have to post it and you have to tag myself, Tim Telling Tales, as well as author Sylvia Hubbard.
But
That's it. The first person that does that will get their own copy of Eve's Deception. Fair
along with
enough?
the reader's bag. They get a reader's bag
Along
too.
with a reader's bag. Okay. She giving away all the goodies, y'all. All of the goodies. Okay. So we're gonna go through all of the rules to win. Once again, all you gotta do is post a previous review that you have done on one of her books. to your Facebook page. If you want to put it on, Instagram, then you can put it on Instagram too. I'm gonna open it up to Instagram too. Let me not discriminate, okay? Facebook or Instagram, and tag myself, Tim Telling Tales, and author Sylvia Hubbard. Now you see at Sylvia Hubbard 1 down there on the screen. So that's where you can find her on Instagram, if that's where you're gonna go. And then on Facebook, Sylvia Hubbard. Okay. Y'all do that, and that's it. We get the notifications, right? So we're gonna be able to see who did it first. First
Yeah.
person that does it, boom, you are our winner. You will have your own copy of Eve's Deception in your reader's book. Got it? Boom, 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 boom. There we go. See, we give away things over here. Huh? We give away things over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do actually want to just get the people a little bit more excited about Eve's Deception, because now we're not going to spoil any of the book or anything like that, because we want you guys to read it. And sometimes I do get a little beside myself. I be talking too much, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that on this go round. I'm not gonna do a spoiler session, but I do want the people to get a little excited about this read, because baby, it is good. You very rarely are going to just like not give us something to be excited about. Like, you don't ever not do that, actually.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
You don't do that. So go
I try
ahead
not
and
to.
just, yeah, give us a little something about
So the reason
Eve's Deception.
behind the book was I did want to. Since I'm always a dark romance author, it's hard to get. I wasn't trying to get into the Christian romance, genre, but I had a church book, and I was like, oh, I got a church book, but maybe I should hold back because you know how church people, oh, you can't be writing this stuff, and this is not churchy and stuff like that. So I do call it more of an inspirational romance, but it does take place in a church. So Eve is hired by a deceptive trying to be first lady in the church to seduce the first pastor, the first assistant pastor who's in line to take the place of the head pastor who has gotten sick. And her
Mhm.
husband is second in place, and she's trying to move Matthew out of the way so she can get her husband up in place. And yeah, she does some dirty dealings, and Eve is all for it because this is the church that turned its back on her family, ruined her family at a time of need when they should have been helping her out. And
Mhm.
Eve was like, hey, give me a chance, give me the kingdom to the keys, and I'm all in it because not only am I going to take the pastor down, the assistant pastor, I'm taking the whole church down with me. Because hey,
Mhm.
she was already going to hell in a handbasket because all the stuff she was doing, living her life and doing whatever. She didn't care. She was at that point of I might as well take them down too. But the turn of events was is that, the head pastor knew exactly who she was, and he didn't tell anybody who she was, but he told her, no weapon formed against me will prosper because I know what happened to your family, and I apologize and I sincerely forgive you, but I bet you can't do it. So it's going, Eve's like, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm
Yep.
doing it. And I just love how like her faith is so bent on taking this church down, but like it turns into, it's a bigger monster than she thought. And sometimes maybe
Mhm.
you need that storm to find your rainbows, and that's what I was so trying to do. I really wanted to push that envelope every time, especially with Matthew, because he ain't all that good.
Yeah, but
He was
he's fine.
fun. He was fun trying to stay good. It was so hard. And you know
Aren't
me,
we
I like to
all
keep it.
though?
I
Aren't we
wanted to
all?
keep it dirty, but he kept me on the. I had to be Matthew sometimes through the book because I was like, oh, Jesus.
And okay, another really great thing that I liked about this book and just about your writing in general is that you always throw like that tidbit of Detroit history
Yeah.
into the novel as well, because I was like, wait, is this wait, the church got the Underground Railroad? What? Oh, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, I might have to go research this. They got all the little portals and stuff in the church, and it's how old it is. And you do that. You always kind of incorporate some level of Detroit, like
Yeah. Because I love
not
the
the
city. I
stereotypical Detroit, but
hmm
the other
what you
elements of Detroit into
the
your story.
if you've been in Detroit, you know. It's like
Yeah.
because a lot of people say, even people who leave Detroit, they like, oh my God, I picked up your novel and it was like being home.
Hmm.
described the Coney dog, and she was like, girl,
Hmm. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's never oversaturated with the buffs and
yeah. It's never,
and
but
you
it's
and,
like,
and the
you know.
big three necessarily, but
Right,
you like,
right.
oh, from Boston Edison, and we had the churches that was a part of the Underground Railroad because you could get to Canada. Those tidbits of history there, and that's just something that you always insert to the book. So
Yeah,
I
I
appreciate
kind of want us to remember, and a lot of people just don't understand when you say I'm from Detroit, because then it's so much behind that word. It's so much behind that in our history, and the little things that we know that other people don't know, things that we just kept quiet about because you ain't telling everybody.
it. Hmm.
But it's just, I want to remember, but I want everybody else to remember this is Detroit, and only you know what you know, and in your neighborhood, and you know why we West Side and why they East Side.
Yep. Yep. You know why you can tell when somebody is the east side, and you know why you can tell when somebody is the west side. You just can. It's a
Right.
Detroit thing. Look, I see you with your glasses in your hand. I was like, is she about to put on some buffs?
No, I just got the regular one.
I said she got some buffs. We talking about Detroit. She
Girl,
about to put on
nah,
buffs.
I'm not trying to get hit over the head.
Okay. They still snatching buffs. They still
Girl, yes, still,
doing that. They didn't do it when the Lions was winning though. We
of
weren't
course.
committing
Of
no crimes when the Lions was winning.
I
We was
know
on
we
our
was
best
on good
behavior.
behavior.
We
See, that's
really
what they
were.
need. They should have just gave
Yeah.
us our win, and we would have been a nice, peaceful city.
Listen. Listen. Crime rates was down
It
80%.
was quiet. I was talking to my friend at 911. I was like, "Girl, you ain't got to call in 5 minutes," and she was like, "Nah." I was like,
Listen,
"Girl,
everybody healthy. You know what I mean? Ain't no heart
yes,
attack, no
girl."
stroke. Just we were doing so great.
It was
So
so
great.
nice.
Oh.
That's so funny. That is too funny.
Oh,
uh
okay. Woo child, let me stop it. Okay.
But yeah, and
Let me
actually, I wrote the churches around, like, just the old church kind of thing, that how it was ingrained in us to go to church, and how we have these big churches all around the city, and some are doing something, some, because someone was like, well, if the church is on every corner, why aren't they helping the community? And I wanted to put a lot of those struggles that the churches go through, not just because they're a big church, but because of the people in the church. That's what makes the
Mhm.
church up. It's not that church, it's not the building, it's the people inside. And I wanted to really
Absolutely.
kind of like point that out in Eve's Deception. Like, it's all about those people who work in, like, Pepper, who going in there and keeping the administration running, no matter what, no matter who on whose side. She keep that church running like that. Like, this is my
Yeah.
job, this is what I'm going to be doing. And it's just really about the people you put in the church and the positions that you put them in. And even when Matthew knew, like, he was in a position of power, and how he had to really think about that and who he was, and stay in that position of power, and what he wanted and desired, it all made a difference in like his life and in the story itself. So
Hmm.
we don't really think about that. We think about the religion and the Christianity and what's in the Bible when it comes to the church, but it's really a big old thing. It's really about
When it comes to running them churches, it's business for sure.
It is
It's a whole lot,
business,
it's
and
a whole
I
lot of
think that's
stuff
what
to
a
come
lot of
into
people
play. My
forget.
church is 108 years old.
Wow.
My church
Yeah.
is 108 years old. I've been there my whole life. It's one of them big old churches. We got it. And when I was reading the book and they talked about, the Underground Railroad and all that kind of stuff, and I remember thinking about the sub basement that my church has that I've never been in. I was like, it's a whole nother staircase going even further down into the basement. I've never been there. I wonder what's down there. But then again, I really don't
No,
really
really.
want to no. But it just kind of the stories, the people, the church hurt,
Hmm.
that
Yeah, the
was
church
in
hurt.
the
Yeah.
book, but still the people who were still righteous, who were still good Christians, who still,
Hmm.
extended a Christian hand out and
Right.
still led her back. I was like, oh, I like this. I like this.
Thank you.
It
Thank
spoke to
you.
the church kid in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was difficult and challenging in terms of being a dark romance author because I wanted to throw sex in there a lot of. I was like, girl, she could do a hand job here.
Just
Nothing like
real
doing
quick,
nothing.
just a little something in there. That's
Real
always been
quick.
my thing with romance novels, though. Like am, I had to retrain my mind when it came to romance, okay, and I had to own that I like smut. I like erotica, right? So
Right.
I go into romance novels with a erotica slash slut expectation, and I'm
Right.
wrong. I'm the one
No,
who's
you're
wrong
not
in this
because I
equation.
do. I go in writing. Like I'm
Mm-mm,
like, okay, let's go
mm-mm.
start bumping uglies at the first chapter. Like,
First chapter, like, let's go.
boo, boo,
Let's
boo.
go. What are we waiting on? You know what I
But
mean?
I had to
But
retrain myself when I was writing this because I was like, okay, it can be a slow intimacy. Just think of slow intimacy, and I actually had to go
yeah,
look up small things that men find attractive that women don't understand that, oh, that's kind of a turn on. And that's what she wasn't even doing anything. And
mhm.
it'd be like,
They not
okay.
either. Like, oh, let me help you with your broken ankle. Let me rub it with your leg. And next thing you know, she's like, ooh, I'm all hot tingly in my inside parts. And, just, and then that happens. And in my head, I'm expecting for the bounce, go, wow, wow, to begin.
Girl,
And it don't.
I
I'm
wanted to
like,
take him
wait,
back into that bathroom with
listen.
her so
And
bad.
then I
I
was
was
just like,
gonna,
oh, this is so wrong. It's the church. Don't do this. No,
right. That's what
you can't do this.
I
They
wanted him
have
to
to
kick
get
down that
married
bathroom
first.
door, jump in that bathtub with her, boom, 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 like, "Arr."
They have to get married first. It's a sin. It's
Right.
fornication. Like I know.
Yeah, I was
I
going
know
back
it's
and
me.
girl, I was going back and forth. It was not you, it was me. I was going back and forth too. I was, oh, I can't. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't. But yeah, when I finally got them married, yeah, we were out the door.
Yeah, but and you know what? Now I'm feeling like now after a book like this, you gotta write some smut.
I went actually real dirty in the next one because Dag's story
I like it.
was voyeurism and we was doing it everywhere. He was releasing some up pent up, because Dag he was real horrible. He's a horrible person, but he got a lot of anger issues.
I like it. I like it. That's how you do that. So you definitely gave us romantical with this one. Dark romantical. But yup, after something like that, go
Yeah, I
smut.
had to get it. Yeah, I had to
Go
get it
smut or
out.
go home.
Go home.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
on
did.
third. Oh,
Put that on a cup and start drinking.
go smut or go home. Don't take my idea.
I'm not. I'll
Don't
let
take
you
my
have.
idea
I'm
because
gonna be the first to get a cup. I'm gonna be the first to buy that
you the
cup.
marketing guru, and you know what I mean. You the strategist and mama panor and all. Don't you take
I'll be
my
the first to buy the cup.
sweatshirt.
I promise.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I did
Oh,
enjoy giving this story to readers because it had been on my heart and my mind and my heart for 5 years before I even wrote it. And it was kind of like, oh, well, people gonna think I'm trying to be Christian, and I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to do an Anne Rice or something. I'm not trying to
Nike was
pull an Anne Rice.
disgusted. She was like, "You want me to be a Christian? What? Now, Sylvia,
No, but I
it's
wanted to
not
challenge
bad over
myself.
here."
I know, but it did. It actually gave me a lot more ideas on how to flush out intimacy and draw it out, and actually bring it around so like the man can actually see and understand that what turns a woman on, like, and it's
Hmm.
not just that, what's between her legs. It's like the whole
How much money
package, and
they
that's
spent on you?
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's a woman, but
uh-huh.
it did.
Yeah,
So it's just like now that I'm in the brothers, I can kind of like get them into like, oh, this is why this intimacy is taking place, and I can justify the nastiness. That's what they taught me. So I like how your eyes like what. So, because I'm just like I'm in Desire's Tryst, and it's got a I'm in the 3-way again. I'm in the reverse harem stage again, and it's like, oh, we putting thighs somewhere, and which way is somebody else, and I'm just like, I'm all into this now. So it's just like,
yeah,
yeah, thank you, Eve's
yeah.
Deception, for,
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
teaching me.
Great book.
Teaching me
It was
that.
a great book. But yep, it's
Yeah,
time for some
thank
bounce.
you.
Bam, bam, in chapter one.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then it kind of helped me introduce this next part of my writing career. Because as you progress as a writer, you don't want to have the same sex scenes. You don't want to be able to take one sex scene and just throw it in another book. It shouldn't be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's a billion ways. And so like now that I know like I'm a stronger writer from that, and that was a big book. And I know that was a big book. And people were like, well, why didn't you break it up? And I didn't want to break it up.
It
I
was a
wanted it
big
to
book.
be yeah. I wanted it to be a straight story. Because it was nowhere to break it up. It was so much stuff happening that you had to read it like straight through in order to really get the whole gist of the feeling of the book. So I was like, you know what? You got to be a serious reader.
Yeah.
You got to be a serious reader if you want to read
We're
this
gonna
book.
tell
And
you right now, everyone. It's not a small book, okay?
it's a
It's
big book. It will
okay.
take a
It's gonna take
weekend.
some commitment. It's gonna take some commitment, all right? We're not gonna go with page numbers and all those things. Just understand that it's
But
not
it is
it's not Bella.
But
Okay?
it was a lot of stuff happening in there. It
It
was
was.
so much action from one page to another. It was so much conspiracy. It was so much behind the scenes. Even though Eve was doing her little evil stuff, it was other people like she's like
Yeah, but
more evil than her.
mhm.
Like it was just like coming out the
Yeah.
woodwork. Like you'd be amazed when you cut a wound open and all the infection just start running out. And that's how I wanted it to be. It just man, and then on top of that, she can't believe like this guy could actually love her after everything she's done, and after everything she is, that
Hmm.
she's worthy. And I think that speaks a lot to a lot of women. That I think because even I was like that. I didn't think I was worthy. Even if you're a good person, you still, when you really understand what love is, you should feel unworthy. You should feel like, oh my God, this is so big that maybe I shouldn't have it. Maybe it doesn't. But then that's what I want people to understand. You are worthy.
Hmm. Yes.
You
Aw.
are worthy. So
Yeah, this book was amazing. Sylvia is amazing. She's an awesome, awesome author. And of course, we did highlight this particular book on this evening, but as you've heard her say, she has written 60 books, you guys. So you have a plethora of options to choose from her. And so, Sylvia, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you so that they know where they can go and find one of these 60 books from you?
So you can always check out my website at sylviahubbard.com books/books. I'm sorry, sylviahubbard.com/books. And it has all my books on there, plus books that are coming up, books that I have in other anthologies and everything like that. You can find everything there of mine. And if you search me on social media, if you put in you Google Sylvia Hubbard, I come up number one. I know that. But
Yes,
I'm
honey.
usually
Come on, number one.
Sylvia Hubbard on like social media, Sylvia Hubbard one on all social media channels except Facebook. It's just Sylvia Hubbard. So yeah, and my books are available wherever books are sold. But you will find the majority of the whole list at sylviahubbard.com/books.
Awesome. And then you guys, as far as I go, you can find Tam Telling Tales on all social media platforms at the same name, Tam Telling Tales. Make sure that you share, like, follow, and subscribe to the channel. That way, when we have some more book banter going on, you guys will know when it hits and you can come and watch. So everyone, thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. So we are going to make sure that we keep it coming. So now, Sylvia, I have a sign off, and I would like for you to help me with the sign off, ma'am.
Ooh, I'm excited.
You ready? Okay. So I'm going to do the first part. I say, I'm Tam, I'm telling tales, and then you come right in after that and say, read a book. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Guys, I'm Tam, I'm telling tales.
And read a book.
I got it.
Tam telling tales.
I got it.
Tam telling tales.
I got it.
Tam telling tales.
I got it. Tongue twister. Say it real fast one time.
Tam telling tales.